Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, welcome to another session on Google Drive. This is the final session, session 5 of 6, including the taster session that we've had over the last few weeks. Apologies for starting a little bit late. I wasn't actually late. I was just late in pressing go live on YouTube. So what's happened is I've been sitting there for the last 7 minutes. Going into the breakdown of what the session's going to look like today, and Haytham's just popped his head in and reliably informed me that we're not actually live. So apologies for that. Anyway, Google Drive. Okay, we've looked at that for the past 5-6 weeks now. It's really useful in terms of compiling documents, whether it's word processing documents through Google Docs, or spreadsheets through Google Sheets, or presentations using Google Slides. So what I would like us to look at today is a new application that is available from Google, which I found out about last week. So I don't profess to know a whole lot about it, and I don't claim to be an expert at all. However, I think it's a really cool application, and it's an application to design and build your own website. Okay, and I think that'd be absolutely fantastic for our listeners and learners, because a lot of our guys out there who engage with us are quite creative. So I'm looking at trying to show you how to build a creative portfolio today using Google Slides, and it's just an exploration kind of session today, looking at some of the features that are available and how we might be able to achieve a little online portfolio, and it might be applicable for you guys out there. Okay. As always, guys, we've got our enrollment form. Please fill this in. The link is available on this presentation, and the link to the presentation will be put on our YouTube channel. Okay, it's just a way of us tracking our learners, and it's something we need to satisfy for our funders. So if you could just fill that in, guys, that'd be absolutely fantastic. You can email me, which is Lee. My name is Leon. Leon at mediasavvycic.co.uk. So that's Leon at mediasavvycic.co.uk. If you could download that form, fill it in and send it back to us. Fill in the details that you can fill in, and we'll sort out the rest and file that away. Okay. And same again with our survey. Well, similar with our survey. However, our survey is just make a little note for myself. Is available online, and it is just a very brief little questionnaire, just to see how you've got on with the session today. Okay, that you can submit. You don't need to email. It's already available online. All right, guys. Okay then. So today's session, where we at now? Let's have a quick look at where we've come from. Actually, so we had our taster session, which was a good few weeks ago now. I'll just change the colors of these so we can see what's going on. Let's have a quick look. Computer says no. Let's change the color so we can all see. Border, fill, text color. Here we go. Right, so we had a taster session a good few weeks ago now, and we had an overview of all the applications that we covered over the course of the 5 weeks that we've looked at Google Drive. Session 1, we looked at Google Documents, and Google Documents with Google Sheets, which is Google Documents is a word processing application, and Google Sheets is a spreadsheet application. Then we moved over to using Google Drawings, which is a way of making your own bespoke images using basic shapes, and how we could try and work that in with Google Sheets through an activity where we made an invoice, a made-up invoice, and we try to use our logo that we generated or created in Google Drawings. From there, we moved on to session 3, and we looked at Google Slides, which is in a presentation style program available online from Google. And then we looked at Google Forms and Google. Today we're going to look at Google Sites, which is the a website building online program. Now, traditionally, websites, well, say up until a few years ago, when I was first working in design, websites was really aimed at the most technical of creatives, I guess. Now it's so accessible, and playing around with Google Sites over the last few days, I can't wait to show you some of the features, because you can create a really professional looking online document or online site that you can use to promote yourself, or you could use it to create your own little intranet for a business if you have it, or you can create an online website, and I'll show you some of the features of that today. Okay, so we've had our little course summary. Our first activity is going to be looking at creating an online CV/portfolio, and then we're going to have a little break, and then we're going to look at creating a business website. Okay, now that's going to be in the second half of the session, which is going to come at 2 o'clock today. Okay, then we're going to have a little roundup of the entire course, and hopefully get some of your feedback. All right, I'm just going to quickly go back here just to see how I make sure everyone's in, and if there's anybody there that needs any help or any suggestions or wants to comment in our chat, please do so there. Okay, brilliant. So let's get to it, shall we? So our first activity today is creating an online portfolio. We're going to use a page to put our personal details. We're going to use a page for our education and qualifications, and then we want to show our work. Okay, now for those of you who don't know what an online portfolio is, or wants to know more, basically in the creative world, it is very common for us. In fact, I'll show you them as I talk. It's very common for creatives to be able to visually showcase what you can do. Okay, if you're looking for a job, or if you're looking to promote yourself in one way or another, it's very, very important that you've got the visuals and your details of the projects that you've been involved with and things like that, so you can send them off to people who may be interested in what you've got to offer. Okay, so what does a creative online portfolio look like? Now, I've done a little bit of Googling earlier and had a look at some of the portfolios that are out there, and I've come across a few, so I just want to talk through a couple of them to try and get some ideas on what we could use in Google Sites to create our own online portfolio. Okay, so I found this website, which is quite cool, and this is I'm not entirely sure. They look like a branding agency, and as you can see, it's very, very visual here. You've got the name of the company up here. You've got your buttons here for your about the company, and that should take you to there. Again, very visual. It's an independent design studio based in Switzerland, and then it's got a bit of information there about the people who founded it, and some of the things that they're involved with. Okay, so you've always got an about section on in websites and in creative portfolios / websites as well. They also have a shop. Haven't looked at this yet, so we'll have a see. All right, so they sell their own artwork, which is quite cool. Some very colourful pieces there. Now, I haven't explored the e-commerce side of Google's sites today, for today, and I'm not sure whether you can do that, but it's worth considering. If you do want to use something like that, it's something I'm going to have a quick look at online today while we're all together, and if not, I can suggest how you would incorporate that or provide a link to some of the things that you might sell. Okay, what else do we have on their website? We've got space. What's this? All right, so they've categorized their work in terms of space, surface, and time. So space, that's a surface. All very visual again. And time, what's this? Okay, not too sure what those are, but it's obviously showcasing different aspects of their work. I think what would be quite handy would be to have some kind of description there, and that's something as a little personal note to ourselves when we're creating our own little online portfolio. Maybe it is useful for each button that we have a little bit of a description. Okay, so we'll have a look at that. Let's have a look at a couple of more portfolios before we move on and look at creating our own. Here we go. So again, very, very visual. Now, a lot of these features are not available in Google Slides, so you might be asking yourselves, why are you showing us this? But it's really just to get a flavor of how professional organizations do it. Okay, and again, it's very visual heavy. Okay, as you can see, we've got an about section up here, which is a little brief section display of a brief caption of what the company does, and then they've got some clients here. Okay, we've got contact information again, which is very, very important. Let's see if we can find some creative portfolios individuals. Personal portfolio website. Let's have a look at that, because that's probably what we're going to look at trying to do ourselves. So Mark Thomas here. Right, so he's a digital designer and front-end developer. He's got a get in touch button. Currently a design systems engineer, helping people design better in Vision, and then that's obviously got a link to somewhere else. Brilliant. So this is a bit more aimed at the individual, which is what we're going to try and look at today. He's also got his links to Twitter, Instagram, and GitHub, I guess, if that's what you call it, a GI hub, GIT hub. Don't know what that is, but he's got a link to it anyway. So that looks quite simple, very easy to navigate, and it's got all the important information that we need to include in ours. Okay, so that one was quite a good one. I'm going to have a look at another couple. Let's have a look here. Singular. I think I might be on. That might not be. Let's try this one. Okay, Ollielisher. Here we go. We've got a freelance website graphic designer and illustration based in the UK. That's really cool. And he's got or she portfolio section here, which I presume is this page here, and this is all of his or her work. And then we've got illustrations, an illustration section. So that this person here has got a bit of information about that section that we've clicked on, and examples of their work, which is great. Yeah. And then we've also got an about section here about the person here. There he is, Ollie, and then he's got some different links to how to contact Ollie. Okay, and then we've got so that's in the about section, which is quite cool. But then we've also got a dedicated contact page, and then that will take you to your selection of your email accounts. Okay, so that's really, really useful. Let's have a look at one more before we move on. Okay, so there's Ollie's, and then a mauler. Let's have a look at maulers here. See if I can get onto their website. Don't know whether this is a template. This is a template, though, so let's not look at a template. Let's go into something else. What about this one? It's an email template as well. But as you can see here, Martin Fletcher. This isn't a template. Let's get rid of these. So this is Martin Fletcher. We've got a little bit of animation going on there. Intro into who this person is. Oh, he's got a little chat facility here. To me, then you can exit and chat. Yeah, but to me, sometimes these can be a bit annoying. But that's just a personal thing. Sometimes it obscures some of the things that you want to see behind it. But luckily, we've got a little X button there. We've got some specialisms, case studies, and testimonials. He's got a logo up there, and then you've got some of his clients, which is quite cool. And then bits of information about what he does. Okay, and this looks quite a little bit more technical, but very nice, clean website there, and you can see exactly where you want to go. It's quite easy to navigate. Okay, so that's really what an online portfolio looks like on initial Google search. Okay, and now you might have your own opinions, and I am not a website designer by any stretch. Okay, but I've worked in design a number of years, and I've come across many different creative sites and portfolios, and this is really aimed at how to just get some of your work out there available so you can show people. Okay, seeing as a lot of things are online nowadays. Okay, so how do we start then? How do we start this project? We want to include a personal details section, as you've seen in some of those examples. That's what we had. We had an about me section. We didn't really see an education section in there, but I'm sure in some of the about me sections that may or may not include a little nod to where they studied, and then that could also include qualifications as well. And then we definitely need to have some online, some portfolio section now. All right, now let's get into it then, shall we? So let's start off. Let's come out of there for a minute, and let's look at how we start this then. Okay, I'm going to show you something that I was working with recently, just to understand what Google Sites was, and then we're going to start a one from scratch. Okay, and like I said, guys, this session isn't for me to show you all the features, because I do not know them. We're just trying to build an online portfolio, and I'm just going to talk you through some of the cool features that I think that I've come across that I think are quite useful for you. Okay, so this here is what we're looking at when we're looking at creating a portfolio. Okay, this is based on a template. We've got the navigational sections here at the top. You've got the publish section, which I'll talk to you about a little bit more about later. We've got a settings tab that we may look into, and we've got undo, redo buttons, and then we've got a preview, and this is something that we're probably going to use quite heavily here. Now, the great thing about Google Sites is this preview button, because in this preview button, when you click it, it gives you three options. It gives you an option to view this as you would look at it on a mobile phone, and then you can obviously scroll down and see different look at it in this format, which is more of a portrait format, and then you've got your buttons there and everything else. Then you have a tablet format, which is the more landscape version of the website or portfolio, and as you can see, it all fits to that perfectly. And then you've got a large screen or desktop version, which again looks a bit like the tablet, but just for a bigger screen. All right, we're gonna be constantly flicking between these previews just so we can see how our portfolio is coming along. Okay, so that's the top bar here. This bit here in the middle is the page or the portfolio that we're building. Now this was based on a template. Okay, now I've added a few little bits here just to see what it looks like and how it works. Now when we hover over certain areas of this portfolio, we get a little pull-out bar here, and then we can change the background. So we can duplicate sections and delete sections here. As you can see, a bit like our Google Documents section, we've got a header section here, and this is where our buttons are kept. Okay, so this is our portfolio here. We've got a little wheel there, a little settings button. Let's click on that, see what happens. Now this is the navigational settings. Well, this is the settings where we can change the settings for different areas. So within the settings, we've got navigation, branding images, viewing tools, so on and so forth. And if you've got your own website anyway, or your own domain name, should I say, you can link it to that here. Now I haven't explored that, but it is a facility that we can do in Google Sites. It's not something we're going to be necessarily touching on today, although I will be showing you how to create a Google page that you can share with people. If you've got your own personal email address or domain, your own personal web domain, then you would just follow the startups, the setup section here, and Google will talk you through it. But I'm not going to talk you through that today because I haven't explored it that well, and I don't really want to be going into something live when I haven't really looked at it myself properly. All right, so today's session isn't about that, but that facility is here for you if you do need it. So let's have a look at the navigational section in the settings. You've got different modes. So your navigation, guys, is your buttons at the top here, how you navigate through the portfolio. Okay, so it's giving you options here. Do you want your navigation or your buttons at the top where it is now here, or do you want it along the side? Okay, and if I click side here, close that, as you can see the buttons have disappeared here, and if you click this sidebar, there's your buttons there. Okay, and all those transitions and everything else is done all behind the scenes, so you don't need to worry about them. Okay, it's all done for you now. Years and years ago, when I worked in design, you had to do all this yourself, which was an absolute pain, but it's all done for you now. Okay, and you can see those little transitions just dip in, dip out quite easily. You don't need to worry about the scripting or anything behind the scenes there. Okay, so that's the navigation. I'm going to put my navigation back to the top, and then we've got color here. So we've got an element of control with what we want our navigation to look like, and then we've only got three options: black, white, transparent. But it is very neutral. Well, they are neutral colors, so you can introduce your own coloring to other elements to the portfolio. Okay, let's have a look what the black. Oh, so there's a bar you can see at the back. Let's just change to black. You've also got a transparent, so if you had something in the background there, let's say if we had an image, well, we'll look at that in a minute. If you had an image in the background, that you'll be able to see the image behind the navigational bar there, and we'll look at that in a minute. And then we've got brand images. Okay, so if you've got a logo, a bit like who was it that we saw? If we had a logo a bit like, let's have a look. There's something a little bit later I want to show you. Well, I can't really see what we I can't see what we were looking at before. But if you had a logo like many of these portfolios do, you can upload them. Okay, and you can do that here. Okay, I don't know what a favicon image is, but let's have a quick look and see what that is. Adding an image, this is quite easy, blah blah. Don't know what a favicon is, and I would love to know. So if anybody knows what a favicon is, please let us know on our chat. Viewing tools, what do we have here? The site. Okay, the site info icon is on the lower left. You can change that. Anchors. Anchor links appear when the site viewers hover over the image. It also allows viewers to link to specific sections of your web page, and you can enable and disable them. Then like I said before, custom domains. If you've got your own domain, you can put that on there. Announcement banner. What's this? This banner displays is displayed above the site content. Okay, so you've got some control on what you would want that announcement banner to be. Now, an announcement banner is can be something a bit like when you join a website and it's asking you to accept the terms and conditions for cookies, for example. That might be something similar that you might want to consider for your website. But for this, we're not going to look into it. So that's your settings here. This is your main portfolio. You can add headers here, and you can add a logo there. And then we've got our main kind of elements that we can add to our site here. Okay. What I'm trying to work out in my mind is whether we do a little logo in Google Drawings first, so we can create our own logo, and I'll see if we can do something like that, so we can add our logo here. Back to this side. Yep, we've got we can insert text boxes, images. We can insert things from Google Drive and embed script. I think that is there. Don't know anything about script, so I'm not going to tell you about that. What else do we have? Layouts. This is really important because it gives you a handful of layouts that you can use. Keeps everything nice, simple, straightforward, and easy to manage your information. And all you do, guys, is you click on it, and it'll tell. There you go. That's your that's the layout. If you want the layout to have 2 images and a bit of text underneath, there you go. If you want the images smaller and text alongside them, you just click on them, so on and so forth. And these are the ones I've just added. I'm going to get rid of them, and it's easy to get rid of these just by clicking the little bin there, and it gets shot of them there. Okay, and as you can see, these are sections here. These sections are the layouts that we've introduced. This is the top part of the portfolio, and I'm going to click on that and see if I can just play around with the layout. And it doesn't look as though I can do that. But what I can do is I can add text, insert me text, and change the position of this text here. As you can see, I can put the text. Hopefully, move that text if I can. I'll make. This is based on a template, so that might not be possible. You can definitely delete it. You can add your own text here. You can add it at the bottom. So let's just put some placeholder text in there, just to make some nonsense up there. Can I insert that above? Yep, there it is there. Okay, so you can position them in certain areas. Okay, then you've got your image here. You can crop it, you can uncrop it, you can insert a link if you want, which that would mean if the user clicked on that, it would take them to somewhere else on the portfolio or a different website. And then you've got some other editing options here for your images. So that's your first section, okay, from the template. This is your layout. collapsible text. You can insert collapsible text, guys, and that is like if you've got some text here, and then what it might well be, it could be project, for example, and then under the project it could be, let's say you were a furniture designer, it could be dining tables. You might have you could have chairs, might have sofas, etc. And then if you clicked on that, it would allow you to see what is underneath those. Okay, now we've got a table of contents, which is very similar to what we've looked at in Google Documents. We've got a carousel image, which I imported before I logged on today to meet you guys, and basically what that is just a scrolling text, scrolling image there, and then you've got some controls here. These are the images I've uploaded, and if we go on our preview, there's that image there, and then there's your buttons there to scroll through your images. Okay, so that's pretty cool. What else do we have before we get down to our own portfolio? Buttons. The buttons here are the buttons at the top. Let's say test button. Okay, and you can link it to certain things. So there's your button there, there's a test button, and you can position that where you want it. You can maybe want it at the top, you might want it here, you might have a series of buttons here, and you can link, you can change the outline, now you can change the color of it, you can change where you want that to link to. Okay, and I just clicked my about page here, but you could link it to many other things. And I'll show you that in a little bit more detail later. Calendars, documents, slides, lots and lots of things we can insert here. Then we've got our actual pages to the website or the portfolio, and I'll create a few here: dining tables, about us, project pages, and that is what the button here needs to link to. Okay, so you need to have a page in order to link the buttons to it. And then we've got themes of the page, and this is a simple theme. And then there's two other options here that you can choose. And if you change that, it changes as you notice there, the text changed, and the colors change, and you can change the colors of the color theme of that website. You can change the font. You've got three font selections and stuff like that. So these are just really it's a bit like the presets that we were looking at in Google Docs and Google Slides, where it's just a good base really to base your website on, and then you can change it. But all the header text will be the same. The colors will follow that color scheme, and unless you wanted to change them, if you wanted the text to be narrower, there you can change that. Very, very simple. You don't need to go into each element and change them individually. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. Well, it's not. It's going to look very similar to this. This is just me playing around, and we're going to look now for the next 20 minutes. We're going to look at creating our own from scratch. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this, get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to create a new one. Okay, so if we go to our Google Drive account, click New, and then go down to More. And in that More section, we have Google Sites. And then there's a lot more other applications that I would recommend you having a look at to see if there's anything else suitable for you. But we're going to look at this today. You click on this, excuse me, and this is what it brings you to. It brings you to this basic page here. Okay. Right, now we had a little pop up there, and that looked really useful, but then it's gone away somewhere. And I wonder how we can get that back. Let's try that again. Okay, let's try that one more time. More Google Sites. This little pop-up come here asking about a template. And it's not going to show us it now, is it? Oh, there we go. Visit template gallery. So if you click on here, these are the gallery templates that we can use to base our portfolio on. Okay, and if you look at this small business photo portfolio, this has just caught my eye. Let's have a look to see what that looks like. There you go. Okay, so you've got a very, very simple portfolio here that got all the snapshots of your work that you can put on, and it should take you to the relevant sections here. Okay, and let's just have a quick look at the preview. That should take you to port rates, and there's all the port rates that that person's done, and then you can go back to project work studio. Let's have a look at that. And again, it's just exactly the same page, just repeated, but it's obviously there for you to tweak. Let's just go back a little bit, and let's see if we can come out of that preview and see how these actually work. So this is text. Let's see if we can edit that link. Okay, so that project page, it's linked to this page called project page. Okay, and there it is there. Okay, it's underneath the work. So this is the page. Okay, and that project, the studio page there, is linked to the same page, and all the others I would expect to link to the same page. And then we've got an about page here, and then it's about just a little bit of information about this person. It's just made up, but very, very basic, but very simple, very easy to follow. Yeah, and as you can see here, we've got work experience, education. This seems to be exactly what we're looking for. Okay, so that's what we're going to have a look at. We're going to use this template. So the good thing about this website, which I really like, is as a portfolio, online portfolio, it shows the work straight away, and I think that's really important. I think the people if you have some creative projects that you want to show people, the people that you want to send that work to will want to see the work that you've done. So I think that's important. That it's one of the first things that they see. Now I'm going to pretend that I'm a furniture maker, for example, because I've already uploaded some images to my Google Drive account. And if we look at them here in session 5, I can make these available to you. We've got images here, and I've just already uploaded these, and I've just downloaded them, the royalty free images off pixels.com, free online resource for images. You just need to attribute the images to this website. Now obviously, if you're doing your own portfolio, you're not going to be downloading images of other people's work to show to pass off as your own, but I just downloaded them just as a way of having some material to show you the process of uploading images to create your own website. Okay, so or portfolio. So here's the image here. What we want to do first of all is we want to change that image. Okay, so how do we do that? Let's replace the image. So if you click on the image, this is obviously it. Oh, let's have a look. 2 minutes. Where am I going here? Click on that. Click on the image. This is obviously a group, so you need to click in the group onto the image, and then you can change or replace the image. Okay, so let's see which one we go for. Let's say upload. If you upload, you're going to be uploading images from your desktop computer. So if you've got images on your desktop, you can by all means search for them there, and I have some to show you which I can quickly. Teaching, and there's the images. Okay, however, I've already uploaded these images, so I should be able to select those images from the uploads folder. And here they are here, recently added images. So let's pick a nice image to start off with. Let's say I'm going to start with that one because it's got some color on it, and I'm going to insert that. Okay, so that's the first image, and then what I'm going to do there is I'm going to call this dining tables. So there's the image. Okay, now remember this image here, if we go to our preview, click on that, now there's dining tables changed, and we would like this needs to be linked to our dining tables page. Okay, as you can see, this page has a link, this one doesn't because we just edited it. So what do I need to do is create a link. Okay, so if I click on it, click on the insert link, I want to send the individual who's clicking on here to another page. Okay, so I'm going to come out of this, I'm going to create a dining table page. I'm going to click done, and this is our dining tables page. Okay, and as you can see there, guys, on the navigational bar at the top, it's automatically added me another button, if you like, so I can, which is the dining tables button. So from the work page, there's the main page. You can click directly on your dining tables here. Okay, now in here, let's have a look at inserting a layout. I want to insert a layout, but it looks a bit like that. And what I'm going to do, you can choose whichever layout you want. I'm going to choose this one, so I think it looks quite interesting. And it gives you it's already preset, a preset layout where you can insert your own images and some text, I think that is. So let's have a look. If we go to session 5, go to our images, dining table, we can click on some various images here, select the image that we want by clicking insert, click the plus button, click, there you go guys, some more features here. We can add a map, so if this was a contact me page or something, you could have a map there. You've got calendar if you were sharing your availability to somebody, you could share your calendar, and you've got YouTube shares as well, but we're just going to add images for now. We're going to select another image from the dining tables section, and let's add that one, insert, and then our main image. Oh, got to upload. Sorry, main image. I'm gonna select image again. Main image is going to be, say, that one. Okay. Now, if we preview that now, that's what it looks like, and that looks quite professional in my eyes. If we go to our works page, this is what our work page would look like. Okay, and then if you click on dining tables, it takes you to this section here, and then you can have some information underneath about this project. Okay, if you click, so that's if you click the dining tables button. If you clicked dining tables here, it obviously doesn't do anything at the minute because we need to add a link to it, so that's what we're going to do next. So if you click the dining tables text, again, all you need to do is click once and then click the little link button here, and there's your dining tables page that you set up. So you can click that, click apply. See what we've done here. That's the reason why it didn't work. And remember guys, I am not a web designer. I'm just working my way through some of the features so you could maybe produce something a lot better than what I can. What I did before was I deleted the link to that page, and I just wrote in text there, which is fine. You can do that. Now then, when I wanted to put the link in there, I clicked that and chose the link. It already puts the text in for you, so you don't need to type in the text. Is my point. So let's say, so now there isn't any text there. Click the link, click dining tables, click apply. There's the dining tables there. Okay, it's already got the link embedded in it. If we click the preview button now, we know that works. If we click on this, there you go, it takes you to the same page. Brilliant. What else do we need to look at? I wonder if you can create a link on the image. I don't know whether you can do that, but yes you can. There, insert link, dining tables. Okay, apply. Go back to our preview. There you go. You see the hand change now? When you hover over something with a link, it'll change. Hover over something with a link, it'll change. Click on the text, boom, takes you straight there. Now if you look, it's previewing on a large screen. Let's see what it looks like on a tablet. Looks alright to me. On your text, on your mobile phone, just changes the format slightly to try and get the best layout for you. Okay, but that looks alright. And there you go. You've got your navigational bar there. Okay, works very nicely. I'm getting sold with this more and more every more I use this. It's so easy to use, and it looks so professional as well, you know. You can put your name up there. What else can we do? We know how to add images now. We know how to create links. Let's go back to our task for a second. Personal details, right? Education qualifications. So that's what we can do next. In the About Me sections, if you click on the About Me, then you can have a picture of yourself. Now we know how to add images now, so you could put a picture of yourself in there if you wanted to, or you could have like a caricature of yourself or something like that. You can have a little bit about yourself here. Now the great thing about this template is that it already has work experience in education set up, so you can just add that there. Okay, and I'm not going to input it because you can just insert your text into these sections here, and you're all done. You see, it's just a little bit about what somebody might write about themselves, and you could do the same there if you wanted to. If you wanted to change the layout, I guess you could just move that about. Just guessing here. There you go. You can stretch the text out to there instead. You can make, and that automatically makes the image smaller. You might want it on that side. Does the image move? No, but you can move the image, I guess. There you go. So you can play around with the layouts there quite easily. Make the text, the portrait a bit bigger. There you go, if that's what you prefer. That looks quite good. You might want to insert another image, and you might want to insert that there. I'm not sure whether that's going to work because it seems to do it in these sections here. But let's have a go and see what happens. Select an image. Okay, it inserts it above there. Can we drag it underneath? Yes, we can. There we go. So we've got two images there, and then we can shrink the image and mess about with it there, you know. So we've got some really cool different formats here, different ways. We've got a format that we can stick to, but it does give us that flexibility to move things around a little bit. And to be fair, guys, if you've got a load of work that you want to show people, in my experience, it's quite good that it provides you some boundaries so you can just get the work on there in a professional manner without having to worry about the ins and outs of, all right, are we going to have 3 images there, 4 images, and having too much flexibility, because having too much flexibility sometimes can limit your output. And if you just want to get your portfolio out there, then in my eyes this is quite good. What else do we have here? Drive, what's that? So that'll be links to different things that you have on the drive. I'm not sure how useful that would be for this purpose, because it allows you to showcase some of your work. But for another application, for example, if you were building a works intranet, whereby it's not an online website available for everyone, it's a company-based internet or intranet, you might want to have links in here to documents and things like that that are available on Google Drive, so that will come in handy there. Just notice the time there, guys, and we're coming up to nearly 2 o'clock, so we'll just keep on for another 5 or 10 minutes, or 5 minutes, sorry. We'll have a break, and then we'll look at trying to use Google Sites to create a more business orientated web page, okay? And then I'll look at how we can share the page with others, okay? What I would like to do before we do have a little break is, let's see if there's anything else here. We've looked at buttons, placeholder, right? That's something I would like to show you actually. Let's go back to the work page. Dining table. Let's go to this dining tables thing again. Let's say you wanted to add some text to this dining tables page, okay? Then, because this is all well and good, right? Some lovely images there, really nice photographs. However, the person who's looking at this might want to know a bit more about this particular project. So we might want to put some text in there, okay? But we might not know what that text is yet. So we can insert placeholder text. And what that is or insert a placeholder. So what that is just a box or an element that you can put in there that just hold that space, okay? So you know, right, I'm going to put something else in there, okay? Now that placeholder there is, in this instance, is a box, but we want to put a placeholder text in there. So let's create a text box. If I write placeholder text into Google, text, okay, it comes up with a load of there's a generator here that I'm sure we've used this in the past. We're going to have it in English, and there we well, that's not English, is it? We've got paragraphs there, and this is a different website, but basically it doesn't need to be anything. It's just a load of words. This is sometimes made up words. This is based on a Latin text, I think, and you can choose how much text that you want to use. I mean, this is basically just copying and pasting it in there. It's not something that we're going to use it on our final site, but it's just to put a bit of text in there so you can see what it looks like, okay? So based on the fact that this is a dining tables page, we might want to have another text box above there, which might be the title. So let's say dining hardwood dining table. Classic one, and we might want to give it its normal text, give it a title. We might want to drop the text size down a little bit, okay, and then there's the images, that's the title, that's a bit of description, but you might have another project that you want to put on there afterwards. Okay, so then what you can do is you can insert, there's a little line, a little divider, and then the process can start again. So you can go back to your layouts, put another layout in there. You might want to select a different image. Let's see what else we've got here. Let's use that. Let's see if we can find something else that's applicable. I'm just going to choose some random images now, but they should really link considering what we're doing. Use that one. And then remember, we inserted some text, so we'll put a text box in there. We might say storage. Oh, this isn't, we're going to say dining table 2. We're going to put that as a title, and then whatever size that was, I think that was 14. We'll change that to 14. And I know these aren't dining tables. I don't have any more dining table images, but let's say these were dining tables. And then you would have your text in there as well. See, there we go. And then if we preview that now, put that on a wide screen, put that on your home page. This is what it looks like. So we go down, these are all the different projects that we've done. This is the dining table section that we want people to show people. This is the first project, and that's Hardwood Classic 1, and it's got some information. There's the next one, dining table 2, a bit more information. There you go. Okay, if you wanted to show, well, let's have a look to see what it looks like on a different format, a different platform. So that's your mobile phone, and that's your tablet. Okay, so that looks pretty nice. And then if you wanted to share it with somebody, you can select people from your list. You just type in the person's email address, and it would share their thing with them. Now publish, I'm going to show you that now before we break for our for 10 minutes. Now the website has to have this in front of it, okay, unless you're adding your custom domain, which we're not going to look at in today's session because that's a whole other ball game. But after this, we want to say something. So I'm going to just say media savvy, personal, media savvy creative portfolio. Creative portfolio, and I'll put space in there. Okay, and as you can see, that's what it's going to look like. If I click publish now, it's going to publish it. It's on the web, it's online now, it's live, it's ready to go, perfect. We can unpublish it, so we can, it's on the website now. It's not on the website, it's on the internet now. So if I was to get the link, if I can try and do that now, copy published site link. If I copy that, I'm going to open a new tab just to demonstrate, paste that in. There's our website. That looks pretty cool for what, an hour's work. That's really, really nice. And you can add to that in exactly the same way we've done this, guys, in the first place. So easy, you know, to create a new page, just do the same thing. To change the images, click on the image, locate the new image. To add a bit of text, insert text. Very, very simple. And look, we've even got a search bar there, and then you can probably where you can obviously search your website for whatever you want to search for. That's online now, guys, and I'll make that available for you. I'll copy that now, make a little note for myself, put a new little page in there in our presentation, and I'll just put that in there so it's available. Okay, What else? So that's the published site. One last thing I want to show you before we have a little break. Review, change, and publish. What's that? I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is, so I can't tell you about that. View published site, unpublish. Okay, and that's just unpublishing it. Publishing settings, that's what it is. You might want to change the name again. I think that's pretty cool, and I really get excited about this the more and more I use it. If you want to share, we know how to share now, we know how to publish our website, and we know how to basically create our own online portfolio. Maybe one little last thing, we can change the background here. To do that, if you click on the little palette here, we've got different things. That's got a grey background there. We've got a black background. I prefer the white, to be fair. But as you can see, automatically change the color of your buttons as well. You don't need to faff about. And then you can also upload an image or select an image. Let's see what that does, before we break. So these are preset images. Let's go to Google Drive and see if we can load one of our own images. And let's have a look in here, and let's click on that because I think that looks quite nice. Let's see what happens. There you go, and there's the image in the background. That looks quite nice, but as you can see, there's some issues there with your your bar. Let's just have a quick look to see what that looks like published. Right, okay, so that looks alright. That looks quite nice. I prefer the white, nice and simple. But here, this is where our transparency and navigational settings comes into play. That's transparent at the minute, but we can make that white. And as you can see, when I've made that white, that makes that a lot more appealing and not easier to see. We can change it to black also, and that does the same thing. Okay, I'm going to go back a couple. Put it back to the white background. Okay, so it's 10 past now, guys. I'd love to know your feedback on how you think, and I'd love to know your feedback on what you think about Google Sites so far. Please let us know through our YouTube chat. Really excited about this. It's absolutely brilliant, and it would be really interesting to see how else we can make more professional looking things, and we'll be doing that in the next half of the session, where we're going to do more business related website based on our upcycling company that we created over the last brand that we've done over the last few weeks. All right, guys, so it's 10 past now. We'll have a 10-minute break. If you can come back at 20 past 2, and then we'll start again, Okay, thanks very much, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, thanks. Hi guys, welcome back to our session today on Google Sites, which is an application within Google Suite, Google G Suite, that's what they call Google Suite, and it is a website building application which has absolutely blown me away over the last week, and it still has in the first half of this session when we're building our own online portfolio. So easy to use. I'm absolutely loving it, and I hope you guys are too. Let's just have a quick look to see if there's anybody about on our chat. Let's have a quick look before we progress. Nobody at the minute. If you've got anything to say, if you log on, please get in touch if you have any questions or anything like that. Okay, but for those of you listening back, brilliant. We're going to look now at creating a little business website. Okay, for those of you who haven't just logging in, we created a little portfolio beforehand, and you'll have seen it, but this is what it looks like. So easy to add images, upload images, change layouts and things like that. Add your little navigational bar and preview what your website is going to look like. And I think this is absolutely fantastic for not only the beginner, but for somebody who doesn't have the time to create, or time or money to pay somebody to do something that actually gets your work and yourself out there online. Give yourself an online presence quite quickly and easily, and you don't need the real technical know-how as you would have in the years previous. So I think this is brilliant, and we're going to look at how to create our own little business website based on a company brand that we've developed over the last couple of weeks. It's an upcycling company. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to do away with this website for the time being. I'll just quickly change it to personal creative portfolio. I'm going to save that. It's automatically saved. All changes saved to Google Drive, and I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that, and we're going to look at this activity here. So the activity 2 is creating that's double creative, which probably means nothing. It means not creative. Creating an online business website. Okay, we need to include our company brand, and we want to showcase upcycling projects and details. Okay, so what we're going to do now is open Google Slides site. Sorry. So we go to our Google Drive. We click on More, and then we click on Google Sites. This brings us to the Google Sites online page template or setup, but then it prompts us here. Do we want to unsure where to begin? Let's try a template. Let's see what templates have got available for us. All right, so this is one that we've created, a personal one before that I looked at messing about with before coming online to show you today. We've got work ones where it's events. If you might have an event that you want to publish and show to people. You've got projects, help centers, teams. What else? We've got small businesses, and that's the section that we looked at to create our own portfolio. And then you've got some educational websites there. Let's have a look at let's try this one as a base. Okay, so this is the base of the website that we're going to use. Okay, and we might want to we're going to have to tweak some of these anyway. Okay, what's this? Right, so for those of you just tuning in now, I am not a website designer. All I'm trying to do is showcase some of the features that we can use to create our own basic websites. And just picked this up last week, and I'm just learning as I'm going. So hopefully, my poor skills in showing you how to build a website will encourage you guys to do it yourselves, because this is so easy to use. Okay. Right. So there's some really cool things. I'm learning things new all the time on this using this program, and some really cool things here. We've got some readability adjustments that's been added to the image, and we've also got an anchor image here, and I guess that sticks to the top of that page. Let's see how the page performs when we click preview. See what happens. Right, so that moves slightly as well, which is quite a nice little feature. Okay. Right. So, what does this anchor image do then? Let's see what happens here. If we click that, anchored from the center, let's see what happens if we anchor it from the top. Preview that. Alright, okay, I think I can see what's happening. Let's see if we can change that again. Anchor it from the side and see what happens. To be fair, I haven't got a clue what that does. Maybe you guys can have a look and show me, but I can't see any difference that's happening there. Let's have a look at this readability. Alright, so that readability puts a little filter over that just so you can see your text. Okay. And then Google have this cool little thing that allows you to, it's a little pop out thing really. So you double click on something, it brings out this little wheel and allows you to just add things quickly. Okay. Let's put that readability filter back on. Really don't know what that does. I think it just positions the image. As you can see, it's changing every time I put that on. Okay. What else have we got in here that we can change the image? That's what we want to do, and we can reset it. And header type, what's that? Right. Okay. So we've got header types here. If we click, let's see what happens when we click cover. That's pretty cool because it moves that down. So we're going to keep that. Header type banner. So that's cover, large banner, banner. Oh, so that's smaller, title only, no text, no image. That's full image. I can't really see what the difference is between those two. So that's a full page. Okay, that's good. Let's go back and see what happens if we make that smaller. Banner. So it's just that little top piece, right? Okay. And then I guess the other one's somewhere in the middle. Right. Okay then. So our activity is to create a business website, include the company branding, and we want to put information on our upcycling project. Okay, so let's go back to not this one. Let's go back to our salon template, and we're going to start changing things about. Okay, so let's have a look at our pages. We've got a home page, services page, about page, testimonials, contacts. So we'll keep the same pages, but in our services page, what I want to put here is I want to add sub page. And now this is so intuitive because I've never done this before, but I feel as though what I want to do is create a page within that page. So to do that, and if I click those up 3 dots, it's allowing me to do some things here. So I can make another home page, change the properties. I'll have a quick look at that. Also, that's just changing the name. There's some advanced things there, but we want to create a sub page, so that will create a page with it underneath there. So let's call this upcycling. So as you can see now, we've created an upcycling page under the services banner, under the services page. So there's a services page, and there's your upcycling, and that's great because it just changes the text automatically for you. You don't need to do that. Okay. What other services might we have as a furniture company? We might have restoration, upcycling, restoration. Okay, and then so on and so forth. And as you can see, the text has changed. Fantastic. All right, let's go back to our home page, and let's change the image because it's no longer a salon. We want it to be an upcycling company. Okay. So what I'm going to do is going to try and find a nice image that we haven't used yet. Let's choose that one. See what that happens with that. Oh, I'm adding an image, so that's my bad. Let's undo that by clicking that button there. Let's click on this image and change image. So click on the image that we want to change, click change image, select image. Okay, we go to Google Drive because that's where we've saved our images. Session 5, that's the way I've organized my filing system on here. And then we're going to go to rolling images and see if we can find that image that we're after. Storage 1 being storage 2 maybe. There it is there. Excuse me, got itchy nose. Okay, so we're going to change that, and look at it, it's adjusting your readability there, which is pretty nifty. Okay, and that's it without the adjustability. So we haven't got any control over that. That might be a downside to some of you, but for me, really, it gets across the initial idea. We've got our services, and as we've added a couple of sub pages, you can see now the services has a couple of those pages have automatically been added underneath there, and you've got a little arrow to show you that. And the color is carried through from the salon template, which is pink, and I think that works quite nicely. But I want to just have a quick look to see if we can just change that and how we would go about it, and we can do that in the themes section. So if you go to the right hand side and click on themes, click on here, I'm going to change it to an orange just for this purpose. The pink worked really well, but let's just change it to the yellow, sorry, just to see if that worked. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so all the others will do the same. There's a button, it's changed, and there the bottom is changed there. Okay, so that's how you change the color if you wanted to. Let's add a logo. Okay, let's look at the process of adding a logo. Now, the last few weeks we've made this company called Upcycling Limited, and that's the logo that we're going to add here. It also reminded me that I didn't know what this was, a favicon. Done a little bit of a research on our break, and this is what a favicon is here. If you look at my page, you'll not be able to see it because that banner's in the way, but a favicon is these little logos that sit on your tabs. So if I can look here, this might be a better example here. There we are. Can you see these little icons? That's what a favicon is. So we're going to try and do that as well. Okay, but let's see if we can find our logo. So I'm just navigating around, see if I can find the logo. So that's a logo that we're going to add. It's automatically picked up the color from our logo and suggested a color theme, which is great. And let's select the same logo for our favorite icon. So go to recent, or maybe my drive, logos, select that logo. This is a JPEG logo that we downloaded from our Google Drawings image. Oh, it's not a JPEG, sorry, it's a PNG. Okay, and then let's leave that. There's our logo up there. It's not very big, and you can't really see what the theme is, but the text is. So we're going to put our up by going. That's what the company's called. So we might need to do a bit of rework to the logo, but that's fine. We've got our logo in there for now. We know how to change our image. Why not change? Let's change the color. Heading color. Let's change the color of the text. So there is another limitation here, that you've only got 3 options of text here. So if you've got your own company text, it might be difficult to put your company text, font specific text here. This text here, for example, let's say we wanted to change the color, you'd have to click on the theme, click on the color and select the color reference, which is this here, and copy it. And then if we select the text, add a new color, copy that hex reference, which is the color reference. It should be a copy and paste that in, which you can't for some reason. I don't know why, but let's try a different way. Let's go on here. So the color reference, which we've classified for the yellow for our text, is F for Freddy, or hashtag FFD700, and that's a color reference that will be specific for that exact color. So if you want to copy that here, what we need to do is we select the text, click text color, click add custom color, and we need to change that F number so that it's FFD700. And we've been working on this Google Slides for the last, say, hour and 40 minutes, and this is the first slightly technical thing I've had to do. My bad, I didn't save the color. So if I click save, it saved the color, and there you go, the colors carried across there, which are linked within all the other colors there. Okay. Right, upcycling project details. Let's have a look at this. This is quite cool. What's this? It's a button and a bit of text. Contact page. So there's a contact page here. But I'm gonna take that out because we don't really need that in here. And I am going to change that actually, because I want it to look and feel beautiful. Do I let's put a bit of text in here to summarize the company. Giving new life to old furniture. For example, take this out because we don't need it. And then we can say upcycling pro. What are we calling this project? Okay, and then this here can maybe show the examples of what we're trying to do with our company, with our project. So I'll take the S out of there. Let's change the text, the image. To do that, we just click on the image. Click. Oh no, don't do that. Click replace image. Select image. So let's try and find some really old battered bits of furniture. I found these images from pixels.com. So we're going to put that in. Okay, insert that. I'm going to put this in. This is a zoom in and zoom out function, which is quite nifty. We don't need this image, so we're going to have to do that again. Sorry. Replace this image. And I'm just what I'm doing here, guys. Just putting some examples of waste furniture, where furniture is going to waste, for the project. So to try and get across that, there's lots of furniture that's battered and just lying around doing nothing. And we can put some text in there if we want, or we can take the text out. So we might even have like here some of like the key points to the project. So it could be reducing fly tipping. Have I spelled that right? Fly tipping. I've just clicked on that text to correct the spelling. I could say maybe reduce waste. And I'll put my fly tipping with a capital F and a capital T, and then reusing. Okay, and then you could have a bit of text in here. So maybe what we want to do is put an image in here. So we'll insert a new image, select, and find a nice image. Let's say that one for now. It's probably not the most appropriate, but we'll just use that because that's what we've got. I'll scale that image up, and then this is like the problem, and this is the final solution or whatever. This could be actually people working on the image. It could be anything, and then you would have text here about what the project is. And if that's a preview that and see what it does. Giving life to all the furniture. Got your two sub pages. Got your about page here, which obviously we need to change the background text, but look, there's our logo up here, which is fantastic. One thing that we can do about this logo, bear in mind, guys, that your logo will need to, will have, if it has text, it will have specific text to your logo. It shouldn't really change to it shouldn't change, it should always stay the same. So what we've done on here is we've typed in Upcycling Limited, and it's with the upcycling, with the fonts that are available. Okay, what we can do is we can produce another. We won't do it in this example, but what we can do is produce or tweak our logo in Google Drawings. We can remove the text here, and what we can do in Google Drawings is write the logo that we want in Google Drawings and have it there, and just leave this blank. And then the logo should sit across there quite nicely. The About Us text, just because we're on that page, that's one thing that I've just noticed. So obviously here, guys, remember we changed that to yellow. Now what we would need to do for all of the pages, that's our home page, our upcycling page, would need to have that same yellow. I wonder if we can change. Now we don't have that control in here to change the color of the text, or apply that change here. Let's have a look. The title is that. We can only change the color of the text individually. You know, we can't change the color of the text in a oneer. Okay, so where we've changed that to yellow, we'd have to do the same in our services. Change that. There's the color sitting down there though, because we've created it. Restoration, again the same, would need to do that. Okay, if you can't be bothered to do that, then just leave it as white, because it does work quite well. What else do we have here? Edit logo, got that. We know our publishing settings now. What else do we want to show on here? Let's see what other insert options we have. Here we go. This is something that I would like to explore, because I don't really know. Two things I want to show you actually. Let's go back to our home page. I'm wondering if we can change this to scrolling image. It's called an image carousel, and I'll show you what one of those looks like now. So an image carousel, if you click on it, it'll ask you to insert some images. So we're going to go and select some images here, and I'm going to just select some of these images here, just some random images. I'm going to insert them. Okay. A carousel must have at least 2 images, and we can put more in there. Okay, I'm going to insert those, and that's what your image carousel looks like. And if you look here, you see the little dot, that is in line with the theme that we've got here. If I change that theme color to back to pink, that dot changes to pink. So all these, and the text changes and everything else. So that's really, really useful. But remember, the theme color of the text here does not link to the text here. We manually change that, and that's why that hasn't changed. Okay, so it's probably best to keep a neutral color if you want to apply to more than one setting. Okay, that's your image carousel, and you can make that bigger, you can make it smaller. Double click in there, or you can add text to it. Add a caption. I've never seen this yet. So I'm just adding some text there just to see what this does. Update. Oh, there you go. So there's a caption at the bottom. Okay, let's go to a preview just to actually see what image carousel is all about. An image carousel, there you go. It's got the control buttons there. That allows you to just cycle through those images. Okay, so that's pretty cool. If you click on that, it should take you back to your home page. We didn't need to set that up. It's already set up for us. Let's come out of that. Oh, let's go back in the preview. Let's see what the image carousel looks like on a phone. So we scroll down to the image carousel. There it is. There you go. Now we see you would need to be quite conscious of the crop of that image for the different applications that comes underneath there. Let's close that for a minute. Can we do anything with that? Can we make that bigger? Yes, we can. We can make our carousel bigger by dragging the arrow down, and that's making it the little handle down, and that's fitting more of the image in. If you double click on that carousel, we can add alternative text. This text is accessed by the screen readers for people who might have trouble seeing your content. I'm just going to write test in there to see what this does. Let's see. Go down to here. I can't see where that test text is. Let's have a quick look at what that's done, because I can't see what that's done there. Add text. I've added text. Add alt text. Alt text is accessed by screen readers for people who might have trouble seeing your content. Let's see. As a phone. Right, guys, I can't see what that does. Maybe you guys have got a better option, better stab at what that could be, but I can't see what that does. So I'm going to take that off. Oh, you can remove image caption. I'm going to take that caption off as well. Oh, there's also show dots, so we can turn that on and off. Show captions or auto start, transition speeds, we can change that as well by clicking the auto start, and you can update that. So that's your carousel. There's another thing I would like to show you quickly before we kind of wrap up for today. I would like to show you calendar. Now I haven't done this yet, so let's have a look to see what I can do. I'm going to add a calendar into here. Now this could, and let's have a look at the preview of that on a big screen, and there's a calendar there. So there's week, month, and agenda, and it links to a specific calendar. Now this is just a generic UK holiday calendar, and that link has took us to it. Oh, sorry. That link is clicking on that has took us to it. But this could be quite useful if you're a business, if you're trying to create trying to show when you're working, or when you offer a collection service, if you're collecting raw material from or if you've got varied services on different days, this calendar option might really help you communicate that, and you just link it to a calendar that you have associated with your Google account. Okay, so there we have it, guys. This is Google Sites, really easy to use. I'm literally used it for about 4 hours in total, not even about 3 hours in total, and that's including 2 hours today while live with you guys. So I've done an extra hour and created 2 basic websites, very basic websites, but they look quite professional. When I say basic, it's basic as in everything's set up for you and you can easily navigate and your way around it. Okay, so I had a little bit of knowledge on digital imaging, and a little bit of knowledge on kind of how to upload images to Google Drive. The rest you can easily find out just by looking at the little headings that they have available on the application, insert, and just navigating your way around that, and just experimenting. Okay, it's so easy to use. I'm blown away. So that's Google Sites, guys. If you've got a need, if you're a creative individual out there and you want to showcase your work, this is another avenue. We've also got, you can also link your YouTube account to it, or YouTube videos to that. So if you might be an artist, for example, a musician, you might want to link your performance videos in with your portfolio there. It's very, very easy to use. What else can I say about this? I just love it. I think it's really easy, and I think if you're creative, or if you've got a business out there and you want your own control of your web, of what you're putting out there, you don't want to employ somebody, or you don't have the money to, or you just want something that's easy out there, available, that you can update regularly. This is really worth exploring, and that rounds us up for the Google Drive intro course that we've been running for the past 6 weeks. So just a quick recap, and let's see where we are. So we've done two creative activities today. We've done our website for our business, which we've just finished, and we've also done let's have a look. We've also done our activity for our portfolio that you've just seen there. Okay. One thing that I did learn, actually, when I was doing some research about portfolios and CVs, I think we need to be conscious of where your CV is going. Okay, so when I've done a bit of research to kind of help out with this presentation today, came across a website, and I'll put it on. If I can find it, I'll put it on the on this presentation here, and it suggests a thing that I've never come across before. Although, well, I've come across it loosely, and I knew it must exist, and it's an applicant tracking system. Now, when you're creating a CV or a portfolio that you're sending out to people or applying for jobs, you need to be mindful about where the CV is going. Just a quick one, really, because if you send it to a big company for likes of Amazon, or I don't know, Google, or IBM or something like that, because they have so many applicants applying for jobs, they use a thing called an applicant tracking system. Now, what that is, it's an automated system where people don't engage with it. It's just kind of a program that scans the CV to pick up keywords and key things that that company is looking for that role. So, for example, if there was a design role that a company puts out, and it's looking for people with experience with Photoshop, Illustrator, they want somebody that has 5 years work experience in the creative industry, and so on and so forth. If those things aren't mentioned in that CV, the CV is just going to get ditched. Okay, so that's why it's important to tailor make your CVs to specific job roles, but it's also useful to bear that in mind. Now, the one good thing about this, building your own portfolio, your own online portfolio, which we did in this exercise today, is that you can put a link on your written CV to some of your work examples, and your work examples, then you could copy that website that we created when we published. We can copy that website and put that on our CV. Okay, but these applicant tracking systems don't really favor images, and that's really key. So you need to be really mindful. If you are a creative individual out there, It's all well and good having these fancy CVs that you spent hours constructing. You might have used some really fancy programs like Illustrator or InDesign or Photoshop to create them. But if the company uses one of these tracking systems, it might be worthwhile creating a PDF or creating even something that's as simple as a Word document that has all your credentials on there in a very, very basic form of a CV that has links to your work, and that way this applicant tracking system will be able to pick up the keywords that it may be looking for when it comes to sifting out candidates for a job. Now, if it's a small company or a small creative company, then that might not apply, and you can knock yourself out and create your own website, or create your own CV and portfolio down that creative route. But it's very worthwhile being mindful of how that the company is sifting through its application. So that's one thing I would like to point out. What else have we done today? So we've done this two websites pretty easily. Like I say, I've got zero experience apart from 2 hours during this session creating these sites, and I spent an hour beforehand just having a little look. Okay, so I'm sure you guys could utilize your skills and have a little play around with Google Sites, and I'm sure you could come up with some more interesting things as well. What else do we need to mention? Yep, we've got our enrollment forms. Please, guys, fill those in. Send them to leon@mediasavvycic.co.uk. They're vital for us to put on these free sessions for you guys. So please click on the link and send them across to my email address. I'll put my email address on there as well. And I'll just quickly make a note now. leon@mediasavvycic.co.uk. Okay, quick look back at the course, because we're at the end of the course now. So we've done sites today. We looked at Google Forms last week. Google Forms is this little number here, where it's a way of creating a survey and sending it out to people. And that's one of the things that we also urge you to fill in, guys. It's our surveys, so we can get some decent feedback to make sure we're developing our sessions and tailoring them to your needs. That was Google Forms. Session 3, we done Google Slides, which was the presentation side of Google's Google Drive offer a presentation application, which is Google Slides. We've got Google Drawings, which we've covered. We've covered Google Documents, which is word processing, and then we had our taster session right at the very beginning. All right, so we've covered such a wide range of applications that comes under the Google Drive banner. I hope it's been of use for you guys. If you have any questions, you've got my email address now. I'll put this presentation, the full presentation now, not just the session 5. I'll put the full presentation available on our YouTube channel as a link, so you can download that and access it at your leisure. Right, guys, what I like to do is at the end of this session, I like to show you where to go next. Okay, and we have at Media Savvy, we've got a level 1 and level 2 IT user skill course that started this week. If you email Lisa, which is one of our great lead tutors here at Media Savvy, if you email her, a link, our website email address is here. She'll be able to advise you about this course. I'm going to just have a quick look on our Facebook to see if I can see if we can find some more things to point you to. Okay, let's just leave that for a minute. So where are we at here? we've got animations for beginners. Let's have a look at this. What's this? There's animation for beginners on here on our website, on our Facebook page. We've got scam awareness fortnight. Some exciting stuff here. There's some work getting carried out yet at Media Savvy for the new bar/calf that it's going to be called Diego's. Okay, so there's some progress work there. And this is just a summary of some of the work that we're doing at Media Savvy. But I was hoping to come on here to be able to show you our current course, but I need to be signed in, and I don't have the details to hand. But if you email Lisa at mediasavvycic.co.uk, she is taking on learners for a new IT user skills course. Now, this is a really cool course, because what it does is it harmonizes kind of the creative digital arts skills with enhancing your IT user skills. So we look at using creative packages a bit like, well, we use Photoshop, and we use some of the free creative applications out there, and we use that to create some really cool imagery, which then enhances your IT skills. This is accredited level 1 and 2 course, and if you email Lisa, she'll be able to give you a bit more information. All right, guys, it's coming up to 3:05 now, so we've just shot over our 2-hour time slot. So that's it for today's session, and please log on to our Facebook page to find out future TNL courses, and please stay safe and have a good weekend. All right, thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll hope to see you again soon. Thanks a lot.